Good afternoon to you. I'm Stacey Ann Providence, and this is your C News Live report at noon.
Good afternoon. I'm Rishi Harinanan with sport.
A 75-year-old man perishes in a fire at his home in Princestown. Reports say at around 2 o'clock this morning, Jaglal Rampasad of Mirage Trace in Croy Road was found by fire officers as they searched the gutted house. Now, investigators have not yet ascertained the cause of the fire. Well, the Trinidad and Tobago Unified Teachers Association tutor says it is disappointed with the pace at which repair works to various schools took place during the vacation, but they are giving the Minister of Education the benefit of the doubt that all schools will be ready for the new academic year, which starts on Monday. The union, though, says it will not compromise on the health and safety of its members.
If schools are, yes, open, but if they are unsafe and if there's anything in the school that poses a threat to the health and well-being of teachers and students, then under the law we will advise our members of their rights and that they have the right to remove themselves from that place where there's a threat to their health and safety.
According to Mr. Sinanan, teachers are to report for duty today, and they were told to report any issues regarding to school.
When our teachers go out to school today, they will do an assessment and they will report back to us if necessary. If they have major concerns, of course, I was told by the minister that work will continue right up to Sunday night in order to have some of those schools ready for occupation.
Well, last week, the Minister of Education, Anthony Garcia, visited several schools which were undergoing repair works and said despite owing contractors over $800 million, all schools will be ready for the new school year. And since the announcement by the Ministry of Education to introduce more local food to the school feeding program, farmers and fishermen have indicated their support for the new initiative. Table and Pineapple Farmers Association Chairman Ramesh Ramsumira says both groups are more than able to supply the necessary items for the program.
We did it in the past. 54 years ago we did it, and we have technology today that we can redo it, and we need to encourage that and create an environment, but that environment is being spoken about, but it's not really implemented because we need the support agencies. The ministry, the resources in the Ministry of Trade, Ministry of Rural Development, Ministry of Health, National Security need to combine with the Ministry of Agriculture.
And agricultural economist Omadath Miraj says, unknown to many, there are a number of farmers in Trinidad who supply major items like rice. He'd like to see more of those farmers supply items for the program.
It is not that the business class should have the opportunity to supply. I mean, I would like to see farmers being able to step up and participate. You spoke about governance and people. Well, Mr. Ramsey raised the point about people. I would like to see farmers and so being able to access that as their market. And that will in turn, of course, carry greater value back to rural and farming communities and so on.
To some crime news now, police are investigating a fatal stabbing incident which occurred this morning on Arapita Avenue in Port of Spain. C News understands the incident took place at around 6 o'clock between two men. They were said to be liming at a bar when they got into an altercation. During the confrontation, the suspect pulled out a knife and stabbed the victim several times. He was taken to hospital but succumbed to his injuries. And a Faizabad woman is in critical condition after she was shot in the head. Reports say around 2 o'clock this morning, 27-year-old Denise Martin was at the home of a male friend at Station Road, Faizabad, when an explosion was heard. Upon checking, Ms. Martin was discovered with gunshot wounds to the head. She was rushed to the hospital where she underwent emergency surgery. Her friend, Shamsuddin Muhammad, also received a shotgun wound to his upper right leg. Police have no motive for the incident. Well, this is C News Live Report at noon. Remember, for more on these and other stories, you can visit our Facebook and Twitter pages at C News Live. You can also visit our website at ctvtt.com. In other news now, the Port of Spain City Corporation is still in the process of making arrangements to have parking meters installed in the city. On Wednesday, the San Fernando City Corporation issued a statement saying it was suspending wrecking in that city as it is causing problems with wreckers damaging people's cars and those who were wrecked having to pay at one location while their car is impounded elsewhere. Now, when contacted, Port of Spain Mayor Karen Valentine said his corporation is still looking into creating parking meters, but a process must be followed. he was not able to say how long this would take.
There are certain procedures and legal frameworks that have to be worked out before that comes on stream. That has to go through its our experts were kind of treating it, looking at it. So they still have to give us a technical team.
And the San Fernando mayor has welcomed Starbucks Coffee House at South Park Shopping Center, saying he is proud to see such a wonderful international brand opening here in the city. Mayor Kazim Hussein expressed his continued commitment to working with the private sector to ensure that the trend of new business growth continues for the city. The mayor also encouraged local startups to make San Fernando their home, noting Starbucks brings a really visible brand to the city. But he said he is interested in seeing local production take that next step in creating market space for themselves. And now here's a look at what's taking place in the region.
A United States-based drug company says it has started a clinical trial of an experimental Zika vaccine in Puerto Rico, where the Zika virus outbreak has been declared a public health emergency. Inovio Pharmaceuticals Incorporated is testing its DNA-based vaccine on 160 adults. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention in the U.S. estimates Zika will infect more than a quarter of the Puerto Rican population by year's end. The allegations of extrajudicial killings committed by members of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force should be properly investigated, and any perpetrators should be prosecuted and, if found guilty, sentenced appropriately. This is the view of the U.S. State Department, which says they will regularly review St. Lucia's progress toward bringing those responsible to justice and encourage the government of St. Lucia and its police force to be accountable and transparent to their citizens. The killings took place in 2010 and 2011 during a security initiative called Operation Restore Confidence, which was aimed at reducing violent crime. Antigua and Barbuda will vote to leave the Privy Council to join the Caribbean Court of Justice by March 2017. The vote was to take place on October 27 this year, but Prime Minister Gaston Brown heeded an appeal from opposition leader Baldwin Spencer to push back the vote. A member of the World Bank Group has appointed Jamaican Judith Green as head of its operations in the English-speaking Caribbean. She will be responsible for coordinating IFC's program of investments and advisory services in several countries, including Belize, Grenada, Guyana, Jamaica, St. Lucia, Suriname, and Trinidad and Tobago.
And now let's see what's happening in sport. Rishi, what can you tell us?
Well, some good news for Trinidad and Tobago at the Junior Pan Am Games. Trinidad and Tobago's latest cycling sprint sensation, Nicholas Paul, won the sprint championship at the National Cycling Centre in Couva last night. This as the Pan Am Junior Cycling Championships came to an end. 4 cricketers from Trinidad and Tobago Red Force Divas have been selected for a West Indies women's training camp to be held in Jamaica from September 16th to 30th. Selected are Marissa Aguilera, Brittany Cooper, Stacey Ann King and Anissa Mohammed. The camp is being used as preparation for the England Women's Tour of the West Indies in October. A comprehensive series win can push the West Indies women to the top of the standings. And we are one day away from this country's critical World Cup qualifier with Guatemala, and the players are fully focused. The Soca Warriors are aiming to reach the final leg of the qualification process for the first time since the 2006 World Cup campaign, and 1 point from their next 2 matches would secure passage. That stepping stone is of particular importance to Kevin Molino.
It would mean a lot, because the last time around I was just fortunate to lose to Guyana, you know, and I have a second opportunity to get there, and my dream is to play in a 3rd World Cup. You know, I've been in under 17, under 20, and it will be huge for us, not just me, but us to go through to the next rounds and try our best to reach to the World Cup stage.
Meanwhile, the Guatemalan team arrived in Trinidad on Sunday and have conducted their preparation session at the Larry Gomes Stadium in Arima. Today they will have the mandatory minimum of 45 minutes of practice at the match venue at the Hazley Crawford Stadium. US Open action now, and French Open champion Garbine Muguruza and Wimbledon finalist Milos Raonic made shock exits in the 2nd round of the US Open. Canada's Raonic, the 5th seed, struggled physically against American qualifier Ryan Harrison, the world number 120. Spanish 3rd seed Muguruza lost to Latvia's Anastasia Sevastova. Top seed Novak Djokovic reached round 3 without hitting a ball, as Jiri Vesely withdrew before their match. Rafael Nadal safely navigated the challenge of Andreas Sepp. And Stacey, and that's all we have for sport. I know we have a lot more to look forward to.
Yes, we do, Rishi. Thank you so much. Let's take a quick look at the weather forecast now for the period this afternoon and tonight. Sunny conditions will be interrupted by occasionally cloudy periods with light to moderate showers in varying localities. And there's the chance that one or two of these showers can become heavy and thundery during the afternoon in a few confined areas tonight, which will be settled with a few lingering showers. Now, to some international developments, there has been an explosion on the launch pad at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida, where the aerospace company SpaceX was readying an unmanned rocket for launch. The cause of the blast is not clear, and it is not known if anyone was hurt. NASA said SpaceX was test-firing a rocket which was due to take a satellite into space this weekend, and pictures from the scene show a huge plume of smoke rising above the complex. The force of the blast shook buildings several miles away. And in a major immigration speech, U.S. Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump has insisted Mexico will pay for a border wall 100%. He told a cheering crowd in Arizona that he would secure the border and left open the possibility that millions of illegal immigrants be deported. Now, hours earlier, he met with Mexican President Enrique Peña Nieto, but said they had not discussed financing the wall. The president later insisted he had told Mr. Trump Mexico would not pay. Well, that's it for C News Live at noon. I'm Stacey Ann Providence. C News, powered by a team of journalists and producers across the Republic and the region, on television, radio, and online.
C News, your country, our job.